When building your website, you want to make sure that all of your information is organized and is easily accessible to all of your site visitors. When your My Website package was initially set up, it was given some typical pages that are common for your business type, but we'll talk a little bit more about managing these pages. So to get started, you would have to take your mouse pointer and just hover it over one of the page links in the navigation bar until you see the Edit Page Structure button appear. And when it does, just give it a click and it'll generate a list of all the different pages that you have for your website. Now you can compare this list to the actual links in the navigation bar to see how they compare. And we can see that the page directions, for instance, looks like it's indented in the page list, and we can see that it's not actually displayed in the navigation bar. Now that's because the directions page is actually a sub-page of Contact Us. And all that really means is that to get to the directions page, you'd have to click on the Contact Us page first. So if you would decide that the directions page should actually show up in the navigation and be one of the main pages, you'd first have to click it to select it, and then click the left arrow button to figuratively bring it up a level. Now you can see that it's flush with the other main pages, and all that does is signify that it's no longer going to be a sub-page, but it's actually one of the main pages, and it's going to show up in the navigation bar. Now that it's actually in the main navigation, you may also decide that you want to reorder it because it doesn't fit at the exact location where it's at right now, and to do that, there are these arrows on the left-hand side, and you just need to click and hold the mouse button down on those arrows. And as you're holding the mouse button down, you can then move the mouse to reposition it to a new location. And as you do, you'll see there's a blue line that appears, and that just signifies where the page will end up when you let go of the mouse. So you can eventually just release it wherever you want to reposition it. Under the events page is probably a good place. We'll let it go there. You may also eventually decide that some of the pages aren't necessary or don't apply to your business type. For instance, this contact page probably isn't necessary for this website since we have the contact number listed on the left-hand side of every page. So in order to get rid of it, you would have to again click the page to select it, and there's a trash can icon that's actually located on the right-hand side, and that's the delete button. So click it once to delete it, and then you have to click delete again to confirm that you didn't accidentally mean to delete it. And then it will be removed from the list. And since this website is still new, maybe you haven't had time to work on every single one of the pages, but you don't necessarily want to delete it. So instead of deleting the pages, you can actually also set some of them as invisible. And that just means that you'll be able to see it in the edit mode, but your visitors will not be able to see it, and that will allow you to keep working on it in the meantime. So to do that, again, click on one of the pages to select it, and there's this power symbol icon. Now this power symbol icon is what you're going to need to click to make it invisible. So once you click it, you can see that the icon now looks faded, and of course that means that it's invisible. Then you can continue to work on it until you're ready, and then you can make it visible again by clicking the same icon. If you want to add a page to the list, there's a big new page button right here at the top of the list, and you can just pick a title right away. We can make a page called Our Ingredients, sounds good, and we can provide some information about where the food from our restaurant comes from and whether it's imported or sourced from local farms. And then we can also reorder the page by clicking the up or down arrows to the right. So let's reposition it, and I think everything looks good now. So when you're finished making changes, you always have to remember to scroll down and click the save button. The navigation bar will update, and we can eventually see our changes on the website. The Our Recipes page now has a line through it, and that's because we made it a hidden page. So to our visitors, that's not going to show up at all, but when you're in the edit mode, you're going to see your page with a line through it that just reminds you it's hidden. Additional help can be found at faq.oneandone.com.